Hydraulic seal replacement for SeaStar. Tips, parts, and how to bleed the lines. While boating, my steering felt a little spongy. Then it got really loose. Other signs you can see is like an oil slick in the water. And I knew there was something going on. So here's the leak. You shouldn't be able to push your motor back and forth manually. As you can see, the oil's leaking from the seal, so here's how to replace them. Here's a quick look at the seal kit that you'll need. Here's the wrench that came with the kit. It really didn't work. It didn't have enough meat to it. So then I purchased this one. This one worked on one side and not the other side. So when all else fails, I just grabbed a monkey wrench that was recommended and it did the job. Be careful not to ding the shaft because that'll allow oil to leak. Before removing the brackets, it's best to loosen up the seals first. The seals are righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. The nut sizes are 3/4 inch on the big nut and 5/8 on the little nut. When taking off the big nut on the one side, I noticed it wasn't removing, so I had to put a socket on the other side because it's like one big bolt that runs through the whole thing. Here's how the pulley attaches. You may have to hit it with some PB Blaster or WD-40 to loosen it up. Once the bracket is removed, you can use this tool to remove the old seal. Then use this plastic shim to put the new seal on. Apply a little bit of hydraulic fluid to the seal to make it slide on easier. Hand tighten the seals first, then put the brackets back on, and then use the tool to finally tighten up the new seals. Now you're ready to add the hydraulic fluid back to the system and bleed the lines. Here's a quick look at the hoses you're going to need. Loosen up the bleeder fittings with a 1/2 inch wrench so there's a constant drip of oil on both sides. The oil should be dropping 1 drop every second. Then apply the hose as shown. Remove the nut from the top of the steering column. Be careful not to cross thread the hose into the steering column. It's a little tricky. Then put a quart of oil on the other end. It's gravity fed, so it must be above the steering column. I put mine in a bucket just to catch any oil that might be leaking. Have some rags ready as well. Put a little slit into the oil container to allow the air to escape. Now you want to slowly move the steering wheel back and forth to remove all the air bubbles. You'll see the air escaping from the steering column up to the quart of oil. This process takes a long time, so take your time. It takes about 30 to 40 minutes to remove all the air. Here's what the bleeder hose looks like on the SeaStar unit. You shouldn't see any air bubbles in the tube. Once all the air is completely removed, you can tighten up the bleeding fitters. Then remove the hose. Now remove the hose from the steering column. The oil should be topped off. Then replace the nut. Replace the rubber washer if needed, so no air gets back into the system. When the process is complete, you shouldn't be able to move your motor manually by pushing it back and forth. It should be nice and tight. Here's a quick look at all the parts you're going to need. I have an affiliation with Amazon, so all the parts are in the description. Here's a list of the tools you're going to need. You might want to hit pause. If this video helped you in any way, please order your parts from our description below. Also hit that like button. Good luck, and we'll see you on the water. Thank you.